not thinking about playing basketball. I'm not gonna lie. I was here in this table. I was cleaning the boxes. I was cleaning the horses. So actually, I quit playing basketball when I was like 13, 14.
I'm not happy with this one. Congratulations, you Joker. You're the best big man in the league.
Over Jokic.
Talking about Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets is not good for ratings.
I've never seen a disconnect like this where a guy monopolizes the MVP. And yet
Is having his numbers better? Is that what you're saying?
For ratings, folks.
he's boring to me. And I've been saying it since day one.
It's only 3 guys.
Nothing. I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is.
He just played a game at a pace that you can't speed him up.
Nikola Jokic is an absolute unicorn of a player. When you think of dominant centers, your mind automatically goes to someone like Shaq.
Oh, I thought he broke every bone in this man's body.
Who uses strength to overpower defenders. Jokic's game, though, is very different. He still dominates, but he does it in his own way. He averaged almost a triple-double in the 2024 season and has won 3 MVPs. While he is definitely strong, he doesn't have the explosive athleticism of someone like Shaq.
If Shaq didn't like you, like he didn't like a few of the centers in the league, he would make it his personal vendetta to destroy you.
He won't posterize you or break the backboard from a dunk. So how can a player who was considered fat and unathletic dominate a position that is all about raw athleticism? Do not let the media fool you. It wasn't that long ago that the Denver Nuggets weren't taken seriously. In fact, for the majority of his career, Jokic was overlooked. Think about it, the guy was drafted as the 41st overall pick during a Taco Bell commercial.
We dreamed would come together. A delicious cheesy quesadilla wrapped around a beefy burrito. The new quesarito from Taco Bell.
Yes, a decade ago, a burrito from Taco Bell was far more important than a 3-time MVP. Although he was named the Adriatic League MVP for the 2014-2015 season, Jokic was still an unknown name. He wasn't athletic, he wasn't flashy, he was supposed to be a project. It's why he was initially sent to the ABA League after being drafted. But what he did have was a great sense of balance, something that he had developed from his horse racing background. In his first 5 summer league games for the team, Jokic averaged just 8 points and 6.2 rebounds. It wasn't until November of 2015 that he showed some flashes of how good he can actually be, getting 23 points and 12 rebounds in a loss to the Spurs. Then in January of 2016, he got 9 assists in a win over the Charlotte Hornets, giving a preview of one of his best qualities, a quality you rarely ever see from a center: his passing.
Now, 5 to shoot, back cut, Murray lays it in! Joker's got eyes in the back of his head! No struck. Humphreys around, everybody missed it. Here comes Jokic. Jokic, dump it. Harris, yes!
But there were other signs too. It was always hard to push him off his spots, hard to speed him up or even slow him down, which, as we will see later in the video, is exactly what differentiates him from a player like Shaquille O'Neal. Now you know where Jokic got his great sense of balance from, but can you guess where his passing ability came from?
And the extra pass! Whoa! Manimal with the hippity hop. Jokic has it back. Over the shoulder to Gallinari.
He doesn't pass like a normal player. He stands upright, as tall as he can be, and throws the ball without any loss of any extra motion. He passes it quicker and more accurately than anyone else in the league. Well, that's because Jokic played water polo growing up. He was never formally on a team, but he would toss the ball around with his friends in a small town. Combine horse racing and water polo, and it makes sense why Jokic is so unique. As the 2016 season went by, Jokic began to settle in more. He got 27 points and 14 rebounds against the Raptors, recorded a new career-high 15 rebounds against the Spurs, and finished 3rd for the 2016 Rookie of the Year award. While the beginning hadn't been the best, Jokic had ended the season on a high, being named in the NBA All-Rookie First Team. But while the 2016 season ended well, the 2017 season started off slow. Despite starting the first 8 games of the season, Jokic was moved to the bench in November. He continued coming off the bench for the next 14 games. Now, it's not like Jokic was some high draft pick that had to be played in every single match, but it was weird to see someone who had ended the season so well be no longer a starter. But he didn't let that demotivate him, as he put up 27 points and 11 rebounds in a loss against the Mavericks while coming off the bench. As time went by, the Nuggets realized that Jokic was actually an offensive weapon. Sure, he looked slow, but you could run the entire offense through him. He could score, pass out of the high post. This was very obvious when he put up 11 assists in a 105-103 victory over the Timberwolves. With the Nuggets running their offense through Jokic now, his stats got even better. He got 30 points in a win over the Orlando Magic, then 3 days later got 35 points against the Spurs. Later in that same year, he put up 40 points against the Knicks. He had gone 17 for 23 from the field to go along with 9 rebounds and 5 assists, showcasing the full range of his abilities. As the Nuggets utilized him more and more, he became a triple-double machine. Scoring, assisting, rebounding, he was impacting every aspect of the game and doing it at a high level. Jokic ended up finishing second in voting for the 2017 Most Improved Player Award, a symbol of just how much he had developed. 2019 was when Jokic's rise to superstardom really took off. He was selected to his first All-Star game, becoming the first Nugget since Carmelo Anthony in 2011 to be named an All-Star. 6 days later, he showed why he was selected, as he got his 10th triple-double of the season against the Nets. But what made this season so impressive was that Jokic continued being this good even in the playoffs. In Game 1 of the Nuggets' first-round playoff series against the San Antonio Spurs, Jokic became the 4th player in NBA history to record a triple-double in his playoff debut. The series ended up going to a grueling Game 7 where he helped the Nuggets win the series, getting 21 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists in a 90-86 win. Although they lost in the next round in 7 games to Portland, it wasn't because of Jokic.
Long three-pointers up, misses, rebound Turner. Turner's going to dribble it out, and that'll do. The Portland Trailblazers are going to the conference finals for the...
He put up 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks, but they still fell short. Since then, Jokic has elevated his game into ways that I don't even think he could have imagined. 3 MVPs, a Finals MVP, an NBA championship. He actually became the first center to win the MVP award since Shaq did it in 2000, and the first player to win it in Denver Nuggets franchise history. Now sure, Jokic is still improving his resume to catch up to Shaq, but I don't think he's as far away as people think. In a few years, there will be serious debates between the two. Raw athleticism, sheer scoring, versus shooting, playmaking, and ball handling. Shaq was one of the most dominant players we've ever seen, but Jokic has been dominant too. If you take a look at Shaq and Jokic's first MVP season side by side, it's crazy how similarly dominant these two giants were. Shaq's MVP season in 2000 saw him lead the NBA in scoring, field goal percentage, PER, and key advanced stats like win shares, box plus minus, and value over replacement player. While Jokic in his first MVP season in 2021 became only the 3rd player since 2013 to record a PER of at least 31. And he did it on 39% shooting from 3 and 87% shooting from the free throw line. We had never seen such a dominant season from top to bottom by a center before. I mean, look at Shaq, he couldn't even make free throws. Now Shaq may have been brutal and overpowering, but Jokic was just as statistically dominant with an uncanny ability to shoot for a guy his size. And if he stays on track, when he already has more MVPs and has done things Shaq hasn't come close to, he will blow Diesel out of the water in all-around stats and analytics by the time he's done.
Jokic, 4-3.
I mean, go look at his supporting cast in the 2022 and 2021 season.
It's not something that you see very often. The center grabbing the ball in transition, one dribble, and just the perfect touch pass from three-point line.
In 2021, Jokic was without 2 of his best teammates in Jamal Murray and Will Barton in the playoffs, yet somehow dragged the Nuggets to the second round after averaging 33 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists on 50, 40, 90 shooting. In 2022, he was the only player in the NBA to finish in the top 10 in points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game. His advanced metrics were historical, getting the highest single season player efficiency rating in NBA history at 32.85. Jokic also led the NBA in win shares, offensive win shares, box plus minus, value over replacement player, total rebounds, double-doubles, and triple-doubles. Then you look at the intangibles, and he beats Shaq there too. He is a leader, selfless. At times he is more interested in getting his teammates in rhythm than about his own scoring. In fact, he looks disgusted at times that he has to take over the scoring responsibility. He seems much happier just pinging passes to open players. But that selflessness is what makes him such a great teammate. It allows him to raise the floor for everyone. I can't think of any player other than LeBron James who could have dragged the 2021 and 2022 Nuggets as far as Jokic did. Jokic's passing also makes him impossible to guard. While a player like Embiid can be double teamed, you can't double Jokic. He will always find the open man. I think it's even crazier to think that any praise he's getting now would have been non-existent had the Nuggets not won the title in 2023. This is a guy who was somehow being criticized.
I've never seen a disconnect like this where a guy monopolizes the MVP, and yet he floats in and out of my top 5 at like 5.
He gets picked 7th in the All-Star game every year. Nobody thinks he's the #1 bucket guy in the league. He's the best player in the league.
Nikola Jokic is having his numbers pad? Is that what you're saying?
Winning an MVP and losing in the second round.
Drive that time. There's Morris and the Golden State Warriors starting to get that old championship look in their eyes.
When he was literally missing his best teammate for 2 years. Imagine averaging 31 points, 13.2 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.6 steals, and a block per game on 57.5% shooting from the field, and somehow it's your fault that your team lost to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, the team who ended up winning the championship that year anyways. Welcome to the NBA media.
I'm not happy with this one. Congratulations to Joker, you are the best big man in the league, but based on everybody's criteria, my criteria, stat stuffer, you guys' criteria, #1 seed, which team has a better record, I felt Shai Alexander deserved it.
Jokic's journey is an unreal story. From a guy who used to drink 3 liters of cola a day to becoming the best player in the NBA. His journey is unlike any other player who's reached the pinnacle of the sport thus far. Neither MJ, LeBron, Kobe, or Shaq can say they had a rise anything like the Joker. With how much he seems to dislike the NBA, who knows how much longer he will be around. But when he does retire, there will be serious discussions on where the Serbian ranks all time. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love this one too. Check it out right here.